Hey, what's up everybody? Jake here and welcome to the hobby. Let's talk about 151. We gotta talk about 151 because this set is seeing the most dramatic price climb in the past 2 weeks that I've seen of any set ever. Like no set has climbed this quickly, this rapidly in such a short period of time. And it's an outlier compared to every other sets because other sets aren't climbing like this. And this is a set that is climbing. We're not talking about a card that is climbing. We're talking about the whole entire set. As I'm looking at it right now, the 151 UPC is currently going for right around $800 and climbing. The Charizard EX is currently going for right around $500 raw and climbing. The Blastoise EX is going for close to $240, $250 raw and still climbing. A lot of these products and cards inside of the 151 set is climbing. And when I say we have to talk about 151, we really have to talk about it because it's almost something you have to take away from the hobby because the rest of the hobby is climbing, but not at this rate. Like 151 is like a shooting star compared to anything else. It's a complete outlier. Pretty much every card inside of the 151 set, illustration rares, SIRs, they're all climbing for between right around 40% on the low end to upwards of 60 to 70% on the higher end. Just about a week or two ago, I was just talking about the Charmander illustration rare inside of my What's Hot and What's Not video, which I did cover 151, and I said, hey, 151 looks to be really hot right now. And the Charmander was going for right around $90 when I did that video, and that was like right around a week or two ago. It was going for 90 then. It's going for 140 now. That is an insane price jump considering that's only been 1 to 2 weeks. We can't even talk about the PSA 10 prices. Some of these PSA 10 prices are absolutely wild. So what is it about 151 that makes it so popular as a set? Because we all know that 151 is an S tier set, right? It was released in September of 2023, which means it is a 2.5-year-old set, which is old, but not really that old in the grand scheme of Pokemon card collecting. A 2.5-year-old set is considered still very modern, a very fresh set. People talk about 151 almost like it's vintage, and it's nowhere near vintage. You know, it is a very good set, but people already expect it to be the next S tier set. Everyone agrees 151 is fantastic. Everyone agrees that it's going to be a great long-term hold, whether you want to rip it open, whether you want to keep it sealed, or whether you want to complete a complete master set of 151. All of those options are doing really, really well. Everyone agreed from the moment the set released all the way till now, 151 is S tier. And because everyone agrees that 151 is S tier and we're all collecting as much of it as we can, it automatically makes it climb way faster than anything else. So let's talk about that in today's video. What does it mean if you currently have sealed products of 151? How does it compare to other sets? If you want to collect 151, is now too late? Is it too late to collect any of these cards because they are so incredibly expensive right now? And what does this mean for this set going forward? Before we get started, I would like to thank PokeNotify for sponsoring today's video. If you're excited about Pokemon card collecting and you want to make sure that you get your hands on the latest Pokemon card drops, whether it be from Costco, Sam's Club, the Pokemon Center, GameStop, wherever you buy Pokemon cards, I highly recommend you check out PokeNotify today. PokeNotify is a one-stop shop that gives you all the latest information on upcoming releases, new sets, and product drops. Whether you live in the US, UK, Canada, or Australia, or any other place internationally, it does not matter. PokeNotify has services and options available for you. They make it super easy for you to get the latest information on upcoming Pokemon drops. I've been using their services for years to get notifications immediately when there is restocks or new products available from the Pokemon Center, GameStop, Walmart, Sam's Club, and a bunch of different places. And I've been able to get a ton of Pokemon card products at retail price. PokeNotify is completely worth it and pays for itself after just one single notification. If you want to try them out today, just click the link down in the description for a 3-day free trial, and it's completely risk-free. If you don't like their service, you can cancel anytime. Also follow PokeNotify directly on Instagram for all of the latest news on upcoming leaks and all kinds of cool product release schedules. Thank you again to PokeNotify for sponsoring today's video. So what is it about 151 that makes it such an incredibly solid collectible, and why does it climb so quickly and rapidly? Well, obviously we all know that there is a massive TCG boom right now, and a lot of new collectors are currently jumping back into the hobby, and one of the very first sets that a lot of them are going to collect is 151. The reason for that is because 151 is an incredibly strong starting point for your hobby because you are collecting the complete Kanto set. You get one of every 151 of the original Pokemon. It is a very strong and solid starting point. It is a massive nostalgia trip to walk down memory lane collecting Charmanders and Bulbasaurs and Squirtles and Pikachus and all of these fan favorite Pokemon again. And it's a fantastic starting point. Because of that, as more collectors join the hobby, they start collecting with 151. 151 is an awesome introductory set. And because of that, there's always new people that are looking to pick up cards inside of the 151 set. Obviously, there's a bunch of us that have been collecting for many years, and some of us already have the whole entire 151 collection, such as all of the illustration rares, and it feels really solid. But because of that, there's always new collectors that are jumping in, and they are saying, hey, I want to start collecting some Pokemon cards, and one of the starting points is 151. It's not Surging Sparks, it's not Journey Together, it's not Black Bolt or White Flare. Those are all fantastic sets, and some people are going to collect those sets, but 151 specifically stands out as a very clear signal of where to start collecting. Hey, you just got back to the hobby, you can start by collecting 151. And because of that, it is constantly being bought out. There are new collectors that are constantly still buying sealed products of 151 to rip open. There are still people that are picking up the 151 Ultra Premium collection. There are still people picking up folders and binders and all kinds of different products that have products of 151 inside of it, because they want to rip open packs of the set. It's a constant nostalgia trip. If you've been following 151 since the initial release, none of this will surprise you. Packs of 151 will continue to be ripped for the next 25, 30, 50 years because of how strong of an introductory set this is. That is going to remain. Perhaps in 5-10 years, the Pokemon Company is probably going to release another nostalgia trip, another Kanto trip, back down memory lane. But I think 151 will always stand out as a very strong, solid starting point for any collector. If you're a brand new collector that's starting to collect today, you might start collecting with 151. So that brings us to our very next question, which is, hey, everything is super expensive now for 151 compared to where it was 6 or 12 months ago. Well, Jake, should I be collecting 151 right now when everything is 60% more expensive? I'll tell you right now, when something's up 60%, it's probably not a good time to buy, all right? The crazy thing about 151 is that it comes in periods of ebbs and flows, and there is a time when it's going to go back down. It might not go back down to the exact same price it was. I'm not going to tell you the Charizard EX is going to go back down to 200 bucks. But there will come a point in time when there's a market cool down. We cannot predict that. No one can predict when the market is going to go up or down. What I can tell you is the best time to collect is probably the present. If you want to collect a specific set, the best time is whenever you are able to collect that set. If you're able to collect that set and you like these cards, it doesn't really matter what the current price point is. Given that information in mind, that if you're collecting these cards, your goal is to just hold on to them forever and you're not buying these cards because of FOMO and you're planning on selling them in 2 or 3 months. If your goal is to just collect the 151 original Pokemon, do what I did, which is I started by collecting a lot of the common, uncommons, and rare cards inside of the 151 set. I didn't start with the illustration rares. You can start with the most expensive cards. However, for a set like this, if you're not even sure you want to collect all the expensive cards inside of 151 today, what you can do is simply start by collecting all the common, uncommons, and rare cards. They're incredibly cheap, incredibly affordable, and it gives you a starting point. And if you say, hey, I really want to complete this set in 2 months, that might be a time for you to commit to it. Commit to making the larger purchase on all of these cards. But if you're just dabbling into the hobby right now and you're saying, hey, I'm not even sure if I want to master this set yet. You know, I'm not even sure if I want to collect the whole entire set. Start with the most affordable option. Unless you're completely confident you want to master this set, just start by collecting all of the 151 commons and uncommons. They're incredibly cheap, incredibly affordable, and it can be incredibly fun to collect these cards. You can make it a day by just going to a vending card show and trying to hunt down all of the original Pokemon. It is incredibly fun, incredibly cheap, and if you say, at the end of it, I didn't really enjoy the experience, I don't really want to commit to this set, you don't have to. It gives you an easy and risk-free way to exit from collecting the whole entire set if you end up not wanting it. There's no denying that 151 is an S-tier set, but even comparing it to other sets, it's really clear that there is a ton of recency bias here, where some of the cards inside of 151 and the products inside of 151 are climbing rapidly compared to anything else. To give you guys some example, the Celebrations UPC is currently going for right around $950, and the cheapest 151 Mew UPC that I can find on TCG Player is also going for $950, which is absolutely wild that a 151 UPC is already touching the price of a Celebrations UPC. The original Charizard UPC is also incredibly cheap compared to the 151 UPC. Comparatively, the prices just don't make sense to me. The Charizard UPC is currently going for right around $500. So for half the price of the 151 UPC, you can pick up almost 2 Charizard UPC, which is really, really weird. The Charizard UPC comes with multiple packs of Evolving Skies, which is a $50 booster pack, and it comes with a bunch of Charizard Illustration Rare, which is not bad at all. There's a ton of recency bias right now, and I would say the one thing I want to avoid is try to avoid the recency bias. Is if you want to collect these cards, really understand why you want to collect them, and don't pick up these cards just because you saw them climb. You know, the last thing you want to pick up is cards that you did not want because they climbed. If the only reason that you're picking up these cards now is because there's tons of people talking about them and the prices climb, that is the exact wrong reason to be picking up these cards, you know? If you really want the Charizard EX inside of your collection, if you really want the Blastoise EX inside of your collection, then them being up or down is not a big deal. If you're gonna have these cards for the next 15 years, the price that they are at on any given day is not a big deal. So think about it. Do you really want to collect these cards? And if you want them long term, then the best time to pick them up is probably the present. And if you're really budget conscious, like I said, start by picking up some of the more affordable cards inside of the set. Start with the common and uncommons, like I said, for the complete master set. Thank you so much for watching. Let me know what your thoughts are on 151, because I still believe like this is an S tier set. We knew that from the first day it came out all the way till now, but the speed it's climbing, I think, is so much faster than what anyone expected. It's very possible that 151 one day could completely outpace all the other sets that we thought were great. It could outpace Hidden Fates, Crown Zenith. It could outpace Evolving Skies. There could come a day when a 151 booster pack is more expensive than an Evolving Skies booster pack, which is what it's currently on pace to do. That won't happen in 2 or 3 years, but I do think there could come a time in 10, 15 years when we look back and we suddenly say, oh yeah, 151 or Evolving Skies, I would rather have 151 over Evolving Skies. And that won't happen today, but I do think in a couple of years it's very possible that this set becomes the nostalgia set for the next 10, 15 years. So thank you so much for watching. Let me know what your thoughts are, and I'll see you guys next time.